Hello. A few days ago, I think up to a week ago, I made a video that was supposed to be an authentic video. Contract video. Of a contract that's supposed to be an authentic contract between Al Heyman and his fighters who call him an advisor. It's called an advisory contract. Now this contract, I must admit, I got off the web. I seen on the web, that is, but it's supposed to be for a contract that comes from Golden Boy's lawsuit against Heyman. And this is supposed to be the contract that came out of it. Anyway, in this contract, it basically gives the advisor, as Al Heyman was calling himself, total control over the career and finances of his fighter. He's supposed to have put a say in everything the fighter does, all the money the fighter makes, regardless of what it is, endorsements, maybe a stint in a movie, anything that fighter makes that his boxing has made possible for him, the promoter gets some of it, gets a piece of it. Also, the boxer cannot enter into any contract with any other promoter or manager to fight any other boxing without the advisors say so. So I also found out that Golden Boy has the same type of very similar contracts with their fighters, and so does Matchroom, Eddie Hearn's organization. All right, I'm gonna say this: I am conflicted. If that was really the advisor's contract that Al Heyman is signing fighters up with, how come when J-Rock beat up Hurd, he gave a shout out, he gave much dap to Al Heyman in the form of saying that Al Heyman that he the fighter, J-Rock, had $1 million worth of real estate, and that Al Heyman was responsible for that in some way, shape, form, or manner. I've heard so many fighters have nothing but praise for Al Heyman. This was missing when they talked about Don King. They had nothing but disparaging, negative thoughts and words for Don King. Plus, many fighters had taken Don King to court and tried to sue him. I'm gonna tell you something a lot of you probably don't know. Do you know Lloyd's of London tried to sue Don King unsuccessfully at one point? So Don King's been guiding this gate for a long damn time. But I digress. I don't know if that contract was a real contract between Al Heyman and his fighters, because how can it be when so many of these fighters have nothing but praise for Al Heyman? As a matter of fact, I haven't seen a modern boxing promoter, and don't get it twisted, although Al Heyman calls himself an advisor, he's pretty much a boxing promoter and manager. But if Al Heyman was controlling his fighter's career like that contract said, would they have all those positive things to say about him and no fighters taking him to court to get out of the contract? If Al Heyman is really has contracts like the slave contract I read to you, well, I didn't read it to you, but I told you about, then he must fucking be a hypnotist to have all these fighters seem so happy. If a motherfucker was taking 50% of everything I made just because he's my supposed quote unquote advisor in just one aspect of my career, I would be mad as hell and try to do everything I could to get out from under that. I mean, if that's the case, he has to say, and like I was saying, Deontay Wilder didn't sign with the Zone, and they offered him $120 million. They offered him $120 million, and he didn't sign. I thought it was because of his slavery contract tied up with Al Heyman. That Al Heyman in this contract, it says that he has the last word in all his fighters' decisions. Like they cannot enter into any kind of negotiation with any other promoter or whatever without the advisor being involved in it, or whatever. The advisor could veto it. That don't sound what Al Heyman's fighters are saying about him. That just don't sound like it's the same guy. I'm gonna have to look into this more thoroughly. But I did say before I came out and talked about Al Heyman and the slave contract that it was an alleged Al Heyman contract. But if all I said, or really I was laying scenarios, I didn't say it was true or false. But J-Rock, I mean, he seemed like he was very happy with Al Heyman. And not only J-Rock, but just about every fighter under his tutelage praises Al Heyman and says there's nothing but good things to say about him. So I don't know if maybe his, I'm gonna tell you something. You know how a pimp handles what a pimp got hoes? Why these women work hard, have sex with all kind of strange men on the street, duck and dodge all kind of dangers, duck and dodge all kind of police arrests, all that shit, and then turn around and give all their money to the pimp. You know why? I'll tell you why. It's because the kind of hoes that become hoes are the kind that can't handle their own business. And all the pimp is like is a manager, a promoter and a manager. He makes sure the bills are paid, because most of them live with him anyway. He makes sure they got a place to stay. He makes sure they got nice clothes on. He makes sure they wash and bathe themselves. If they got kids, a lot of times, well, at least in the old days, the pimp used to make sure their kids ate, make sure the bills was paid, make sure the kids look good and clean, make sure the kids was well taken care of, make sure the kids went to school. I mean, I'm talking about the old time pimps, and this is how the shit got perpetuated. Make sure the kids was going to school and doing well and shit like that, all kind of shit. The pimp would even get people a hoe that he thought was better at handling business to even go to school board meetings about how the kids doing in school. Or sometimes he get the mama together and send her when they had meetings about her child to school, so it all looked cosmetic. Well, anyway, a lot of hoes were with the pimp. Because number what, he used to give without a game. He used to tell them, all of them, I talked to hoes and asked them why they was with a particular dude. I used to be a correction officer, and not only that, but I used to work for one of the housing project police departments. And they told me shit like, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I used to fuck with a lot of hoes too. And I asked them, why you with this dude? Why all y'all fine looking hoes? I'm talking about before the crack epidemic, when hoes was fine and clean and shit. And I say, why you know, I done fucked 2 or 3 of these girls, and all of them got the same pimp. I'm like, why y'all with this dude? Y'all good looking and shit, you know. You can strike out on your own. Even if you want to be a hoe, you can be a hoe on your own. Why you with this dude? And they all had this cock and bull story that the pimp gave them about when it's time that one day they gonna retire together and buy some office buildings or some shit. And strippers the same way. They all buy these tired, worn out lines. The most finest hoes buy these lines. But these are all hoes that cannot handle their own business. Now, I said all that to say this. Maybe these fighters, no matter if it's Al Heyman, no matter if it's Golden Boy, no matter if it's Bob Arum, maybe all these fighters are like the hoe, very talented, very good look, and that would correspond to the hoe being very good looking, sexy, the boxer being very talented, but they can't handle their own fucking business. Maybe that's why they signed, damn near signing their rights away to Bob Arum, to Eddie Hearn, to Barry Hearn, to Al Heyman, and others, and Don King before that. But unlike Don King, maybe Al Heyman actually takes good care of his fighters' business, make sure they got money put away for the future, like making sure a hoe bathes herself, keeps herself clean, has nice clothes on, has her hair done, her nails done, make sure her bills are paid, because she 9 times out of 10, she lives with him or some kind of properties that he controls, or either he just straight up make sure the bitch pay her light bill, phone bill, gas bill, blase, etc., etc. Perhaps that's why some of these fighters sign these blood contracts. These blood money, bleeding blood out the motherfucker contracts. Baby, in place of these motherfuckers living good, taking care of themselves, or what have you, maybe a lot of them are just not, you know, shy, and Al has, you know, has people do talking for him or take care of his business and shit. A lot of them probably undereducated, and Al Heyman is a Harvard-educated man. So maybe he's giving them good advice on how to invest their money they make in the ring, how to go about business, how to pay their bills, how to do this, how to do that, how to stay out of trouble, all this and all that. Perhaps that's why. Maybe Al Heyman keeps their shit straight, so they're willing to sign and do almost anything to continue on with his tutelage. Maybe that's the same with Golden Boy, maybe that's the same with Bob Arum, maybe it's the same with Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn in Matchroom, maybe that's the same with the Zone. I don't know. But I know what the fuck it is with the Zone. By Eddie Hearn probably signed a so-called slave contract. $1 billion fucking dollars, or pound, whatever. I think it's American dollars. That Eddie Hearn is promised $1 billion in. But anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button. Please hit the like button. I hope you like it. And I would like you to subscribe. I'm trying to get as many subscribers as I can. Peace. Have a good day.